Hey guys, Richard at Writing Zoom here in my bedroom again, because my layout is actually pretty good with the closed basket right now. I Richard renamed the channel. Did my latest book review for Star Wars Book 6 Vortex. In case you're wondering, this is Conviction. Why am I holding this? This just to confuse you. Also, because I took the picture of Vortex to use as the thumbnail, and that's in the pile. I can be able to get it, whereas I'm near the end of my current Warhammer book, and this is next, so this is just here. And that is Tahiri on the front. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is Tenel Ka, because spoilers for the Young Jedi Knight's book, she gets her hand cut off, and I'm pretty sure the hand on the other side where her lightsaber is missing at the arm. That's not clear, but to be honest, I think that's what she looked like. But I mean, she looks very different to her Legacy of Force cover. But then, who knows? I've done a quick search on Jedi Council forums, theforce.net. They always talk about once they announce who's on the front, who's on the back. They got Vortex right with originally Saba, but ended up being Kemp Hamner. Some people saying this is Tahiri, but I can't believe this is. The only possible option would be one of the Sith Lords, or ladies, I suppose they didn't call them Star Wars actually. But Sci-Fi showed Doctor Who did that, Time Lords, Time Ladies, but Sith, it's just Sith Lords if you're a woman. But she'd have a red lightsaber. I assume so. Obviously, the Star has been shown with red, and so have the other ones, but the top ones. But yeah, I'm assuming so. That based on the colours, Tenel Ka. I could be wrong, but yeah. Anyway, this is a good story for another day. I hate Disney Star Wars. I always don't love that line much. Like that's not how the Force works. When everything Disney Stars did isn't how the Force works. Ironic, they basically say Finn's let's just use the Force in like some sort of faith in God type thing isn't how it works, and then they do everything that doesn't work, like teleporting lightsabers across time and space. Anyway, yes, so this is next on Conviction. So, Vortex. Joy Denning, Book 6. Our comparison, I suppose, for this would be it's not the middle chapter. Obviously, middle chapter, Legacy Force 5, Sacrifice one I hated, and practically, as far as I know, everyone else did. There's a lot of people out there who gave up on it because of that. Yeah, obviously, Book 6 Legacy was Inferno. This is Book 6 Vortex. It feels like the middle one just because something major happened. People talking about a major death, etc. So, on to the reviews. So, yes, that major death is Kemp Hamner, which is obviously hated because, I always wondered why Kemp Hamner was made the acting Jedi Grandmaster in Luke's absence, and primary reason seemed to be, along with just being a skilled Jedi, he's good at politics. He was a soldier, apparently different to how the rest of Jedi are soldiers, but also his military background, but also he's understands politics, he knows what to do, and sure enough, he's doing it. I mean, Kip, there's no way hell he'd be a good leader for, like, with the situation on, he'd be more along the lines of Shane from The Walking Dead, and Corran, yeah, maybe more like the highly emotional Rick of later seasons of later, say season 3 of The Walking Dead, because of what happened to his children. So, Saba's not human, she's just too terrifying to, like, in her appearance. Her crocodile-esque look to be one. I should probably keep dipping back into this at the time, because I'm basically waiting to unlock money in Sesame Revelations. No, not yet, for what I'm doing later. I guess I've never been a fan of him, but lots of people love Kyle Katarn. I think that's mainly because of the games. Like, he was fairly one of the, probably based on the games he appeared in. These books don't really reference. I mean, it's probably the first big new Jedi after Luke. Other books probably introduced other characters first. Jedi Academy introducing Kip, and then the other students like Tion. Probably the first one, but he's a major name. I admit, I never played many of his games, but reading through new NJ, I was like, where is that? Why is he not showing up yet? And same for Legacy of Force, he started appearing a bit later on. Luke mentions, the other masters such as Kyle will be at this meeting, and always seemed a bit odd. Oh, you can see a bit of Assassin's Creed on TV. And yeah, I was thought, okay, he's popular. Where is he? He eventually starts doing stuff, but he kind of just keeps. No, my mistake. It's towards the end of NGO he gets mentioned a bit, but doesn't really do anything. And I kind of wondered, is there like a rule in place that they can't really use him because of like his appearance in other media? Don't want to clash with it or anything. I don't know how that happened. Story set years later, but yeah, either way, he started appearing much more towards the end of Legacy of the Force. Appearing much more early, but doing more things. And Legacy of the Force, like he's part of the group that attacked Jason, that fail. And yeah, I admit, I thought, wouldn't he be a good leader? But no, I like Kemp Hamner. He did a really good job. You don't realise exactly how much work Luke had to do in his exile. It's a hell of a lot, not to mention the psycho Darla that he's got to like deal with. And he does a good job, and they just turn it against him. Like, they write him like he's a complete failure. I mean, thankfully, in his scenes in Vortex, I felt Troy Denning wrote him a lot better. I think it's the other authors mainly that treated him bad. Like in the previous one, the Jedi were mocking him, and he made a good deal with Admiral Baratu, which was basically will work with the Navy. You know, Brasu says Darla's not in charge of the Navy whatsoever, I am, and he makes deals to work with him. Conveniently, Brasu gets ambushed by a couple of people posing as Jedi Knights, and yeah, the deal comes out that, you know, Kev made the deal, people turn on him, make a vote of no confidence, and it's felt wrong because that was the only option since they won't just remove Darla by force. He still believes in working with the government, which makes sense to do because they could still do it even if they removed her from office later. But it makes sense to just do everything you can before it comes to that. And they just treat him like he's a complete joke of a Jedi Master, and it just felt really bad. And yeah, his final scenes though were really, really well done. The battle's great. He showed skills that like no one saw coming. He's really clever with his attacks, and yeah, it's quite sad how he falls to his death. Saba tries to stop him. He's not intent on killing him or anything, but he's basically so desperate to stop the Jedi ships from escaping Coruscant because he knows what damage this could do, and he throws his lightsaber at the controls. Saba has to like stop it, but completely stop the lightsaber. She has to let him fall to his death. So Saba, I like the next scene when Luke it hits him really hard. He just feels like he feels like a death's happened, something terrible, and it's like going to feed the dark side. And yeah, it reminds me a bit of episode 3, how like Yoda felt the wave of death happening all at once. Yeah, I've wondered about that, how Palpatine sent the order. I always figured he'd take us up Pervesta Light in, sending the order message by message to each clone commander. I mean, it's when it was like millions of commanders compared to the millions of general soldiers. So obviously commanders send the message to each clone individually. But after the whole, Cody, the time's come, and then you just see execute all 66 going to everyone. I always figured Palpatine, he'd have had plenty of time until Anakin was committing his slaughter before showing up at the temple himself. But yeah, I always figured he'd sent the message one by one. And even if Yoda was feeling the wave hitting him at once, Yoda could have been feeling the future at the same time, or even, let's be honest, Cody's commander who gets the message and has them shoot Obi-Wan instantly. And Cody sends that message to every clone under his command. Let's say the next one, Mike Ito, if there are other Jedi on that planet, it could hit them and etc. So yeah, I figured it's like like that. I love that Luke felt what happened and how bad this was. But at the end, he the message is the Jedi are sad, but it had to happen. Luke kind of accepts it. It just sucks. But yeah, I like that Kemph was on the back of the book. So yeah, that's the main part of the story, and Saba basically becomes the new Jedi Grandmaster in Luke's absence. Seems odd. You think they would just not have one, because big part of the issue with Star Wars is they don't really need a Jedi Grandmaster. It should be a bit more equal. Still no money in Assassin's Creed. Can't be long though. I'm going to pause it. Tax collectors are lurking around. Yes. So anyway, that's the main plot. Luke is in real trouble. Him and Ben are actually stranded on a planet with first the Sith coming after them, and then on this planet where everyone seems to be dying of an illness. It's a grand illusion which Luke sees through, but in Luke's new ruthless way, he doesn't tell anyone else about it, so they all think they're dying. It's quite good. Vestava actually kills their leader, which is pretty awesome, but she knows this doesn't just elevate her to the leader position. She knows everyone will want to kill her for doing that. So she basically is forced to hang out with Luke and Ben a bit longer. So it's like in the story, you do get the feeling, Ben wants to save her, turns to the good side, be a boyfriend, obviously. Even Luke can see that. Luke's not encouraging exactly the same way Vesta's dad did, who got his arm cut off by Luke. But yeah, it's clearly where the story's going. Is it's the new Luke and Mara? I don't think so. I mean, Mara wasn't quite ingrained in the dark side culture as Vestara is. I mean, Vestara's basically born into that life, and can't you really break free of it? She doesn't go across as purely evil, and as if she's too far gone. Let's say the Governor from Walking Dead, as the book title is called. But yeah, I can't see her turn her back on that life in any way. But we'll see how that gets there. It's after all, we have no idea what happens to Ben in the future. They do those legacy comics, but so far in, obviously Ben has to continue the Skywalker family line because Leia's children will use the child will use the name Solo, so will Alana. But yeah, Ben is obviously going to have children one day, but who knows who it's with. So yeah, that's pretty much the main plot of the story. There's obviously plenty of other things going on, but those are probably the two biggest things. What happens to Kemph Hamner, and yeah, Tahiri's still got a trial going on. It's good, but it seems going in her favour, but who knows? This really could be. I'll pause that. Could go bad, could go good. Who knows? And the next book, Conviction, you got Tahiri on the cover. So, conviction, is she convicted, or conviction of her beliefs or other characters? Who knows? But yeah, that's it. A bit of a late review. I meant to this last week, but my son's crying really, really loudly, and there's no doing the recording at the time. But yes, anyway, main reason I'm doing this now is because I'm 50 pages have been done with my Warhammer book, and onto this I always like to do the review before I start the next one. But yeah, who knows how long I'll have this book done. 350 pages, Vortex. I was leaving it at work. I wasn't really carrying it with me to and from work. That's my Asterix books. It's because of how big the book is. I mean, this in your bag. Take the whole phone up. It's heavy. And also, when I'm cycling, walking around, I don't want it banging on my back, so I just tend to leave it in the locker, which means breaks and lunch, but not at home. But who knows? Near in the end, I feel I should be reading it more, but we'll see. I've still got more Asterix books to read in the meantime. Those have been quite good fun. Highly recommended. After I read Tintin a couple of years ago, Asterix was the logical next point. There's just way, way more of them. One the library didn't even have. I had to do an audio book, which was quite cool. Good YouTube channel. For those, about 3 of them, although one was like 2 hours long, so I just read that. There's only one book I had to listen to. Yeah, basically converted from tapes. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.